football, baby. Let's go. Hey. Are you ready for some AJ Sports Show?
Nice and smooth. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Football Feast episode. This is the AJ Sports Show. Joined in as always, right here, Johnny over on my left, Ace right down below for the news segment right here. How you guys doing today?
Not too bad. Day off for me and Ace, so pretty stoked about that.
I must be a purple floor cleaner because I'm fabuloso.
I've never heard that
Good.
before.
That's good.
I love it. That's a good one.
Yeah.
He's always here with the zingers and the one-liners.
Hey, dude. Wouldn't be Ace without it.
Here on the show.
Exactly.
Oh, man. All right, guys, so we're just starting out here, but I know we're all getting, like, crazy excited for the football season as we wait for more people to join in. I'm going to throw this on the bottom real quick. Maybe people will see it. But, yeah,
I see
if we want, we can, yes. Twitter and Instagram, AJA Sports Show. Also, like and subscribe if you guys are watching this on a new broadcast or just on your free time. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. You'll know when we are live. So if we want, we could jump right into some news. A lot of news today, especially regarding COVID. Most notably, one of the probably considered him the greatest coach of all time. Let's go ahead and throw this up here real quick. We're going to start off with our little appetizer. So our news segment, Bill Belichick today clarified comments that he made about the vaccine in a previous interview a couple days ago. He came out today, and he was previously non-committal. He talked to USA Today about whether vaccination status made a difference on roster spots on his team, and then clarified today saying, I just wanted to take a second to clarify an answer to a question I gave you the day relative to vaccinations, that no player has been released or kept because of their vaccination status. That's not a part of the equation. Further stating that his comment was quote, relative to vaccinations. Really the way I feel, that's an individual decision for each person to make. But as a team, we're better off if everyone is vaccinated. So just want to throw this out to you guys. According to data from the NFL, between August 1st and August 21st, they're doing it in 3-week increments when they track this kind of stuff. The NFL returned 68 positive COVID tests out of about 7,200, and players who were unvaccinated tested positive 7 times higher than those who were fully vaccinated. So I guess the question here is, like, I know it's kind of a moral gray area, I guess you can call it, but is it really that big of a deal if we're wanting, coaches to make these decisions for their whole team to be vaccinated and that play a factor to making roster spots? I know we talked about it a little bit, but here it is again.
What do you think, Ace? I'll let you go first on this, man.
I mean, you are a team play. You're a part of a team. You should theoretically do what's best for your team. If there is separation in the locker room, which happens all the time, like whether it be based off of losing and all that nonsense, or having a terrible coach who wants to bite your kneecap off. There's always going to be something that gets in between players. This is just another one of those things that's getting in between players, coaches. Rick Dennison got fired from his Minnesota Vikings job two months ago, something like that.
Yeah, last month. Yep.
So, I mean, you got to look at it like, since this is a gray area, who's in charge here? Well, that's the NFL is in charge, and they release the rules, and the coaches are just the face of the business, the teams in this league, and really it's the owners here. If an owner comes down and says, hey, I don't want this player on my team if they're not vaccinated, then, I mean, like Jay said last week, you take in everything into consideration. You don't just take in one thing. You don't just take in their vaccination status. You take in 115 different factors. So I think it's okay if a team judges them, because they're already judging them on 100 other different criteria. So what's one more?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, maybe Bill Belichick gets around it by saying, hey, my view is not on their vaccination status, and kind of push that, pressure onto the general managers and onto the team physicians and stuff. For him, being a coach, he can simply just say, hey, we evaluated it, unfortunately, from a football standpoint, this, that, and the other. But as we mentioned, the guys upstairs are looking at this information. There's a reason why it's being tracked, and smart people aren't going to take information and not use it. So the information that you just gave and how the NFL is going about keeping track of this, smart people are going to use that information and make decisions with it. And, ultimately that's what it is at the end of the day. They take the information and make the best decision that they think is necessary for the team, for the roster, for the organization in general. So, what Bill said, makes sense. We kind of talked about it the other day. This is what we expect him to say. This is what he should be saying. Still putting that caveat in there to where, we want everyone to be vaccinated. It probably would make, it would be more beneficial to the team if everyone was vaccinated, as opposed to having it like this where some aren't, some are. We're seeing it all around the league. Cases are spreading. I know we're going to talk about it a little bit more here, Andrew. You'll get to it, but it's just a tough situation. We're already seeing it, which makes me a little nervous for what we have to come this season. Tom Brady, we'll talk about him a little bit too, but he did an interview the other day, and he talked about COVID being even more of a factor this year than it was last year, considering all the protocols and rules that are in place now. I mean, there were a bunch last year as well, but we've kind of already gone over ad nauseum the downsides if your team is the reason why a COVID outbreak is, to stop a game from not happening. So, again, it's kind of just regurgitating the same information. Does it make sense to get vaccinated? Yeah. Do you want everyone on your team vaccinated? You absolutely do. Is that the trend we're seeing in the NFL? It absolutely isn't. So, the numbers speak for themselves, as you mentioned, and, we'll keep going forward and hoping that the season doesn't get, interrupted, and more importantly, that people don't continue to get sick and this continues to be an issue in the NFL and in the world in general.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick before we move on to Brady, because Brady did have another quote that we wanted to get to in a video also that Johnny wants to share because he just thinks it's too darn funny because Brady got drunk off some guacamole tequila or whatever you want to call it. What was it? Now I made the joke and I forgot what I was going to even say. See?
Avocado margarita.
There you go.
Now I forgot what I was even going to segue to. But anyway, let's get right into Brady then, because talking about COVID and what Brady mentioned, like you said, Jay, he revealed that after the Bucs Super Bowl parade, he was actually diagnosed with COVID-19. The thing I was going to say, actually, I just remembered, I apologize, is are you guys a little surprised that maybe as the NFL being a private business and seeing other private businesses or schooling institutions in certain places around the the league, or not the league, the world, are we surprised that we don't see these individual organizations requiring that their players get vaccinated or their staff or anything else, and not leaving it up to the coaches? I think that's something that's a little maybe that hasn't been discussed yet.
So the quickest thing and the quickest answer I can make this for you is the NFLPA is a fickle bitch, and players have quite the rights, and it's going to take a lot of negotiating power for anyone in the NFLPA. I mean, look at it. What? I don't know what the percentage of players are that are unvaccinated, but I imagine it's still relatively high. I mean, you can't, as an NFLPA, just decide that you're gonna take a stance against a big portion of your player base and say, everyone needs to get vaccinated now. There's no shot. There would have to be a ton of incentives to make those guys do it. And I mean, we've seen the guys that Cole Beasley's an example. The guys that don't want to get it are not going to get it. Isaiah McKenzie. Good for him. He's smart. He got it. He got COVID. I'm sorry. He broke COVID protocols, got fined, and then was like, "Yeah, forget that. I'm just going to get vaccinated, so I don't have to do this anymore." And there you go. That's exactly what the NFL is trying to do. They're trying to say, "Hey, you don't want to get vaccinated? That's fine. We're going to make it really hard for you." Isaiah McKenzie found, "Oh damn, these protocols are pretty hard," and now I got fined in my pocketbook where I don't want it to. And then he's vaccinated. 2 days later, he's like, "Yep, vaccinated, good to go, got it." It's crazy. And the NFLPA is a bitch, basically.
Well said.
I mean, a lot of private companies are making their employees get vaccinated now, but regardless of that, just putting on a mask and getting a vaccine isn't solving all the problems here. So I mean, it's also about being relatively appropriate with what your actions are, and I think that's what Belichick also said too, right? He talked about hygiene and
right.
making the right choices as a team. I think the team success this year will partly be related to how comfortable and how like restricted they are with like the rest of their actions, and maybe our NFL Super Bowl champion will come out of a state this year that's like super conservative about their response to COVID, because that might like uh, you know make its way down to the organization too. So
Right. And Brady is fully vaccinated, so sticking on topic with Brady. He contracted the virus back after the Super Bowl parade. He's fully vaccinated. He joins about a little bit over about 93% of the league that USA Today was reporting that is fully vaccinated. And to get back to the quote that he said in this interview, particularly regarding his reveal of this diagnosis. As Jay said previously, he does believe it will play more of a factor this year. His quote goes a long way, saying, "I think it's going to be a challenging year," and then went on to continue saying, because of the way that because of what we are doing now and what the stadium is going to look like and what the travel is going to look like and people in the building. He mentioned that even though testing is similar to last year, that there's going to be a lot of guys out at different points of the season, and it's going to be even more, just as rocky, if not even more. And that we've just got to deal with it. Quote. So, do you guys think that COVID will play like as big of a factor, or potentially even a bigger role than it did last year? I mean, again, vaccinations are up. 93% of the league is vaccinated. That number will probably rise a little bit more as roster spots get filled out and players trying to make their way into organizations and such. But it's 93 is already a high number. Do we potentially see it rise, and then even does COVID play a bigger factor? What do you guys think?
With 93% of people vaccinated, I hope not. But as we're talking right now, heading into week 1, it still seems to be an issue. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, if going into week 1 is about what we saw last year, or if we saw more cases going into week 1, last year. But obviously, it's still a problem. I hope that it doesn't continue to be for, our health and safety standpoint of the players that play in this National Football League. We get the enjoyment of watching them, but at the end of the day, this is their lives. And, if going and putting on this product is going to cause them to get sick more often, which we obviously inherently know it will because of the travel and the amount of closivity, getting vaccinated is the best way to prevent that. As Asa mentioned, it's not the end all be all, but hopefully it's not. That's what I'm going to keep hanging my hat on. That I'm hoping that it is not, and I'm hoping that everyone does the things that they're supposed to be doing, the right things they're supposed to be doing, to make sure that they can do their part to make sure it isn't.
yeah, I think there's potential for some games to be affected. I mean, we saw what happened last year with Tennessee. I think that was our first example of a team that drank too much guacamole tequila and then suffered terrible consequences. You heard it here first. Unnews: guacamole tequila does not help you prevent the COVID virus. I don't know. I mean, I could see a scenario in which the same thing happens as last year. I know that there's like stricter consequences, so that might avoid it. But like, if no one's changing their actions, then are the results going to change? Like, because essentially we had to get 3 or 4 games rescheduled last year because of this. So the Titans were supposed to play the Steelers in week 4. That got pushed into like October or something, like late October during like a bye week. I think it affected the Bills. Like we lost to the Titans the week after they got back from their harrowing experience with their outbreak. So I don't know. Yeah, but it does.
The Steelers miss their whole? The Steelers didn't get a bye week last year because of that situation, right? Like they missed their whole bye week, or was it the Titans who did?
No, the the Titans got a bye week because they had to shut down their team facility.
Oh, an extra one. Gotcha.
And then the Steelers had to reschedule the game during their bye week, and got a bye week 4 because of that. So they just both got earlier bye weeks.
Gotcha. Yeah. Hopefully we don't run into situations like that, because again, the ramifications are quite amped up from what they were last season. There's not going to be a lot of rescheduling of games, if any, if COVID is an issue, and it's caused for games to be suspended. So hopefully, again, we avoid all that, because we just want to get football back. 256 games, actually 273 games, if my math is right now that we get normally 256 for the whole season. I want all of them to be played. I don't want to miss any of them. Before we move on to the next thing, though, Jay, do you have that video of Tom Brady still?
Yeah. So I don't know why. Like, Tom Brady has been unbelievable for quite a while, right? I've always liked Tom Brady. Andrew knows I'm a guy who roots for favorites. Upsets and stuff are all great and dandy, but I like to see the good players normally win. So I'm watching Tom Brady do that quite often, and I don't know why this video just made me like him even more. Like, the dude can't even walk. He's got someone going him up. Good Lord. Oh, that is great.
He was rocking with too much guac. Rock the guac.
If you had to make a bet before last season began, right? Would you have put money on that Brady would have won the Super Bowl at age 43, or that he'd be getting carried out, like in any instance, drunk on the sidewalk? Which one would you have bet happening more?
Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl, 100%. Yeah. He wins. I mean, look at his career. I mean, it's like 33% of the time he starts the season winning a Super Bowl.
There's you have a 132 chance to win the Super Bowl with your team. So, I mean, that's probably more likely than one had to happen for the other to happen, by the way. So,
there you go. That's all right. Yep.
I guess I asked kind of a silly question there, but anyway, getting back to the COVID, because we're gonna keep talking about COVID, but trust me, guys, we're gonna have more fun stuff to talk about. Like games
God, I know. Yeah, let's get this over with. This is depressing.
We got a couple more COVID things. Key players out, specifically the main man that's gonna be out. That is really having the Cowboys wondering if they're even going to be competitive in this Thursday night game is Zach Martin. They're all pro and Pro Bowl guard. He's going to be out for the first game after testing positive. So he's going to miss Thursday night against the defending champion and Tom Brady and the Bucs. So big loss for the Dallas Cowboys offensive line, especially for someone like Dak Prescott, who's expecting to come back and have a relatively good season. I think you'll see later that I think he's going to actually come away with some hardware. Other notable names, Adam Shaheen of the Dolphins, who was one of those players who is unvaccinated and is vehemently outspoken about not getting the vaccine, and has at times called it an infringement on his freedom for someone to make him get a vaccination. So he's going to be out for at least 10 days because he's unvaccinated. So again, that's one of the ramifications, one of the big things. If you're unvaccinated and you test positive, automatically you're out 10 days. His teammate Austin Jackson also was placed on the COVID-19 list as a close contact of him. He's going to be replaced by an undrafted rookie that Brian Flores stated today.
It's actually, Andrew, it's unclear if he tested positive or if he was a close contact. They haven't said yet.
Oh, so it's one or the other.
Mm-hmm. They just don't know which one yet. So I mean, the chances of him missing this game are high, but if he's a close contact, it'd be a lot better a chance he plays than if he was obviously testing positive.
Right. Okay. So thank you for that clarification. Tyrann Mathieu and Jamison Crowder are two other names that are, going to be impactful for their teams if they don't get to play. They are still in COVID protocol, but according to multiple sources within their respective teams, they are on track to play Week 1 as long as they provide negative testing. So a couple issues with COVID already early in the season. Hopefully, it's not, super detrimental to these teams. Again, we're just keeping our fingers crossed every week as this comes by. But if we get more names and more news, we'll be sure to keep everybody updated on our social medias and everything. And then the other thing to talk about is something that I didn't even know about until this morning, until Jay explained it to me. TJ Watt and his contract situation and his quote on hold in is what they're calling it, Jay.
Yeah, it's a hold in because he's there, but he ain't doing nothing. According to all the beat writers and everything, he just goes out and does individual drills and then pretty much nothing else. They've been trying to work a contract for a few weeks now. Now, a couple of things with the Pittsburgh Steelers that I heard from some of the guys on PFF and some of the guys on NFL Network. And this is, proven true throughout, the Steelers' historic tradition. They do not negotiate contracts in the middle of the season. They don't do it. It's something that they've always, set a deadline for themselves that once the season starts, it is all about football. So we are not doing long-term contract negotiations or anything. Now, I was telling Andrew, you can kind of spin it both ways. As a player, it could be good. Because, you get your deal, you're set before the season starts, in case anything happens, you don't get hurt. You already have your contract signed. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, obviously, it allows for that same variability where I don't have to worry about, a guy going off and playing really well in a short time in a few week period. And then all of a sudden the contract negotiations go from where we started to obviously skyrocketing, and it protects the player as well on the back end of that. If we're at a number at the beginning of the season, obviously your play teeters off, or like I said, you get hurt, obviously that number can be vastly deflated based on, the new information that's given, whether that be if you're hurt or not playing well. So that's one thing to look at. The other thing that they talked about was that the Pittsburgh Steelers, they don't do for guaranteed contracts. They do everything in a signing bonus. They don't do like roster bonuses or anything like that. They've been pretty set as an organization as just giving a signing bonus. So, they mentioned Joey Bosa as a guy who just got a huge guaranteed contract. He's getting guaranteed almost 60, 70 million. So if that's the kind of contract they're going to give to TJ Watt, if you go on the previous history of the Pittsburgh Steelers, they would have to give him a $60 million just signing bonus because they don't traditionally give roster bonuses and other types of bonuses that NFL teams are allowed to give. They simply give the signing. So I highly doubt it's just a weird situation given the fact that we haven't heard a lot about this. The Pittsburgh Steelers put a lot of pressure on themselves to get contracts done before the season started. Not even put a lot of pressure on themselves. They don't do it. Like, it's unprecedented. It has not been done before where they do a long-term extension with a player in the middle of a season. So just something to keep track of. It's on the radar of a lot of big name guys. Obviously this Friday, Saturday, I don't really know if you want to be talking contracts on Saturday right before a Sunday football game, but I guess they might. So yeah, something to keep on everyone's radar. He's voted top 10 player in the NFL by the NFL players. I didn't think so, but everyone else thinks he's top 10 player in the NFL. So I guess he should get paid like that. I'm all for guys getting their money. I think he deserves to get paid. I think he's a great player.
And he's been instrumental. Yeah, he's been a very.
I just don't agree with the top 10. I just don't agree with it.
No,
I just
want
to make that known. I just don't agree.
Yeah, don't agree with it either. We definitely don't want to see another situation too. We Earl Thomas a few years ago when you mentioned the situation about how it favors a player and how a player who is at a specific number of money and then has to play the season because he doesn't get the extension and tries to do a solid for the team, plays through injury, and then ends up losing his entire season. We saw that with Earl Thomas, and then the ramifications of that were obviously the infamous flipping off while leaving on the cart, and then his eventual departure that offseason into Baltimore that really stuck a knife in basically stuck a fork in that Legion of Boom that was basically deteriorating at the time for the Seahawks and is now no more. So hopefully TJ Watt and the Steelers are able to work something out. If not, it'll be interesting to see. I know I posed it to you guys. Maybe I don't know the likelihood. I don't want to speculate, but trades are always fun. Players in new uniforms are always fun. So maybe if they can't get a deal done and they're not trending towards what their preseason projection is, as you mentioned before we got on the show, Jay, the Steelers do view themselves as contenders. I know personally amongst the three of us, we don't view them as contenders. We know defensively they're pretty solid, but the loss of Bud Dupree does bode as something that's going to be a factor for them, as well as other players staying healthy, and not to mention the health of most importantly, the health of Big Ben Roethlisberger. They do return Juju, Deontay Johnson, and Chase Claypool as a pretty solid receiving core, and Najee Harris is looking to be good, but is trending upwards, but their offensive line is a bit of a mess. So who knows?
Have you guys seen Ben this offseason? Like, I know Pittsburgh says that
view videos and stuff, but nothing crazy. No.
All right, Pittsburgh made a big deal. He's in the best shape of his life.
Is that not true? Have you?
Look, same me.
I'll just put it this way: if that was the case, I feel like I would have known about it. And we probably would have already talked about it. Right? I'm just saying.
No. It's definitely something that's been going around the Pittsburgh Steelers camp. It's something that they came into. No, swear. No pictures, I guess, or anything. They didn't say, "Hey, here's Ben before, here's Ben after," like a fat loss photo. But they just said he's in the best shape of his life, and okay.
Round is a shape too. He's in the best round shape of his life.
It's Ben Roethlisberger, the best shape of his life. That's like, I don't know how good a shape you been in his life.
It's like going to Denny's and saying, "Hey, you're gonna get the best steak of your life." Oh, really? How good is it?
Right, buddy. You came to a Denny's. You're gonna get the one steak we have. Here you go. There it is.
Seriously.
All right. Well, here we go. Let's move on to COVID news and a little, making me sad.
Thank God.
Let's move on to the NFL primetime games. We're actually going to talk. We're going to just bring up the whole list. We got the Bucs and the Cowboys facing off Thursday night. I'm going to bring up the whole list. This is week 1. This is who we're going to get. some good matchups. We got the Ravens at the Raiders and the Bears Rams Sunday night. That's going to be, well, I guess it potentially looked like a better game than it actually is shaping up to be, depending now that you factor in the Bears' offensive line issues and is Andy Dalton starting, is Justin Fields starting, and going against.
It's Andy Dalton. They said Andy Dalton's QB1. They've already came out with it.
And that bodes well for Justin Fields' career. If I was Justin Fields, I would not want to start off against Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and Sean McVay. So I'm okay with it. I'll take my first career loss maybe elsewhere, and hopefully get the first career dub in a cupcake game somewhere when Andy Dalton is no longer QB1 for the Chicago Bears. But looking ahead to the Cowboys and Bucks, like we mentioned, this is a game that the Cowboys I expected to be a little bit competitive, but now, going into this week with the loss of Zach Martin, people are saying a lot of analysts are thinking that this could be just a real barn burner. I mean, how do you guys think about these couple primetime games we got?
I'll make this quick, Ace, and then you can go. Yeah, the Buccaneers are going to win by more than 7. Yeah, the line is 7. They're going to win by more than 7. They're bringing 20. They're bringing all 22 of their starters on the offensive and defensive side of the football back. The Dallas Cowboys have a quarterback that only played 4 games last year and has not taken a snap preseason at all because of another injury, which is scary within itself. Yeah, the Buccaneers will win by more than 7, and yeah, I definitely have the Bucks. I don't know about like a 30-point game or anything like that, but they'll win by at least 10.
I'll say it's a 7-point game. I mean, I don't expect the Buccaneers to come out in tip-top shape right away to start the season, so why not? It's a primetime game. Let Dak have some nice exposure. Dallas played a bunch of close, stupid games in the beginning of the season. I don't think they're going to win, but I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, so a couple other good games on the slate too. A couple playoff matchups: the Browns and Chiefs. Obviously, first round divisional round playoff game last season. The Browns almost pulled out a win in Arrowhead after Patrick Mahomes had to leave a little bit early in that game. We get to see also the Packers take on the Saints, 2 former playoff teams from last NFC season. The Packers ended up losing to the Bucks in the NFC title game, and the Saints lost to the Bucks in that previous round. Steelers and Bills will probably end up being a really solid game. The Bills have a much improved defense. Maybe the Bills are going to blow them out.
Yeah, Bills by double digits. The best game is definitely Browns versus Chiefs. I mean, it's going to be the most competitive, you would imagine, on paper. The 2 teams that finished, vying for a Super Bowl appearance there in the AFC last year. I think that's going to be an unbelievable game. Obviously, I think the Chiefs win for no other reason than hashtag bias. I'm also kind of interested in that Chargers and Washington football team game. I'm really interested to see that offensive line, that new and improved rebuilt offensive line that everyone keeps talking about out there in LA, go against those man-eaters out there in Washington. Washington has a great defense. I think their offense is going to be a little more, explosive than people give them credit for. So, yeah, that's an interesting game, too. I'm interested to see those 2 positional groups match up against each other. And then Ravens and Raiders on Monday Night Football. There's a chance I could be asleep early here on that one. So,
aren't there usually like a couple Monday night games to start the season? Or is that
usually they do a doubleheader? Yeah, the NFL don't like ESPN, bro. I'll tell you. I've been talking to Andrew about this for a little while now. I mean, the Raiders are great, and you're opening it up in Las Vegas, so I get that. And the Ravens are good with Lamar Jackson, but you'll see throughout the season, bro. They only get 1 game a week. I mean, Fox gets like 4, CBS gets 5. I mean, all these guys, NBC gets 2, and they split, I guess. NBC usually only gets 1, but given the Thursday night games, they give ESPN 1 a week, and sometimes they're not very nice about which one they give them.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun watching the Raiders lose their home opener by more than what the length of their current head coach's contract is. So, congrats on the new stadium, I guess.
Cue up the reruns where we're all wrong and the Raiders end up upsetting the Ravens here.
Oh, imagine.
Insert here.
Let me call out 3 things here real quick. This might be the only chance the Texans have to win a game this season. So hopefully they catch Trevor Lawrence on a bad rookie start and maybe win their only game this season. I actually kind of think that the Seahawks-Colts game might be okay. The last one that I would maybe call out, though, is the Dolphins-Patriots. I think that should be a pretty good game. Mac Jones' debut. Dolphins were really good on defense last year, so that has some room to be fun.
Yeah.
Divisional games week 1 are always fun because it always had a nice little, added flair, unless, of course, the divisional opponents are, like you mentioned, the Jaguars, the Texans, which is just going to be a sleeper game. I think the Jaguars will win that game, but we'll see. Yeah, that is we may have – I feel like there's potential for possibly, and I don't want to be super, pessimistic, but, there's a chance that we could maybe have more than one team go 0-17. Do we think? Or maybe, it's probably not going to happen. It's not going to – but, I can't –
It's not going to happen.
When we were doing our schedules, man, I'm telling you, it was so hard for me to find a way that the Lions, the Texans, or even and the Jets were gonna win games. I didn't know. It was so hard for me to convince myself. But
sheer football will.
Yeah.
Ryan comments, I heard UCLA was going to lose too. You didn't hear it from me, Ryan. I wish I would have tweeted that, bro. I had UCLA winning that game a week ago, dude. I was all over it. And then stupid. Oh my God, Coach O getting fired? Or take your sissy blue and come in here and kick your sissy blue butt. And now UCLA selling sissy blue T-shirts with the Jordan logo on it, looking fresh.
It's on their it's their cover photo for that.
Yeah, it's their on Twitter. It's their header. Yeah. Got rocked. They literally got rocked. We were watching that game, Andrew. UCLA was better on all levels. Their coaching was better. They schemed it up better. That score was kind of close there in the middle of the third quarter, and it was not close, bro. UCLA was outplaying them through every quarter.
It was 38-20 with 4 minutes to go. UCLA just ran the ball all over them. Their tight ends made fantastic plays. UCLA is actually projected to win the Pac-12 and actually be in contention for an outside shot at the college football playoff. So as long as Dorian Thompson-Robinson plays decently well, and we can, I know you're not a big fan.
Beat Oregon.
Fan of him.
Beat Oregon. We'll see what happens.
They're favorite. I'm just saying they're the favorites.
Oregon's 10th right now in FBS. Oregon's ranked 10th.
Oh, are they really? Okay, well maybe they're not then. Okay. We'll have to see. We'll do. Maybe we can do some college football stuff here. I do like college football. I just started. Maybe we could. We'll talk about some college football because some good games happen over the weekend.
Georgia, the 5 seed versus Clemson, the 3 seed. It was 10. Georgia 10, Clemson 3. Oh,
barn burner. The only touchdown was a 50-yard interception return. That was the only touchdown. Yeah.
Love it. College football is back, baby.
Don't sleep on Montana this year. They beat 20th ranked Pac-12 stupid Washington. But yeah,
see, there we go, guys. Even if we're not doing a college football show, we just know we keep up with sports so much we could just rattle off scores and keep you guys updated. But what do you say we move on to the main course, guys? This NFL schedule looks good here for week 1. We'll come back and we'll talk. We'll have shows for week 2. But let's go ahead and let's move on to our main course, and we're gonna bring up our predictions for award winners this upcoming season. Here we have a whole breakdown of every list that's going to be up for grabs going into the 2021 NFL season. We've got MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year. I apologize, I saw it as Coach of the Year at first. Coach of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Defensive Rookie of the Year. So 7 individual awards. Jay, myself, and Ace all gave them. You're not going to be very surprised to see what the MVP projections are going to be. However, you really could say whichever one of these. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on with the eye roll?
What's the eye roll, Ace?
Listen, hey, no eye roll for Josh Allen, baby. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes over.
We're not eye rolling over here. What's the deal?
Nothing's the deal. We're just a bunch of Homer Simpsons over here.
Too bad. All I want. Too darn bad. Because you know what? At the end of the day, it is the truth. They are 2 of the top 4 favorites to win the MVP award. We happen to be fans of their teams, and guess what? One of them's already won it. The other one was close last year. I got no problem, no qualms. And anybody want to come on the show and quarrel about who we got here for our MVP awards, go ahead and show up.
All right. Well, let's talk about.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about our MVPs. Why is Patrick Mahomes? And I don't have to hear both of you talk about it.
Yeah.
Why is Patrick going to be MVP? One of you.
I'll give it to you. So he's the odds-on betting favorite by Vegas insiders at plus 600. I mean, that's a good way to start. So fun fact about the MVP award, it's actually gone to a quarterback every year for the last 8 years. The last non-quarterback to win the MVP was Adrian
AP?
Peterson in
AP
2012.
all day. Mhm.
Hey, son! Yeah, boy. Patrick Mahomes, why is he going to win it? I don't know. 3 straight seasons over 4,000 yards. Finished with an 82.9% QBR last year. Most of his best of his career. In 46 games, Patrick Mahomes is 38-8, 66% completions, over 14,000 yards, 114 touchdowns, 24 interceptions, almost a 5 touchdown to interception rate. He's unbelievable. He's the best there is. Chip. That's about it. I mean, he plays for a team that's going to win a lot of ball games. They have a new revamped offensive line that we're as Chiefs fans hoping is really good, and everyone inside the Chiefs organization, obviously, and NFL pundits think is going to be very good. There's some questions along the right side of the line, starting a few rookies, but given the amount of weapons that he has, given the talent that he has, I think it's Patrick Mahomes' award to lose. So, Andrew, you got anything to add to that? I miss anything that you add, buddy? I know you're a Patrick Mahomes aficionado as well.
No, I don't want to double down on it. Let's get. You kind of nailed it all in the head. And honestly, the only thing I'll say is that a lot of the reasons that we're giving for Patrick Mahomes being favored to win the award are a lot of the reasons why Ace is going to give for Josh Allen to be a favorite to win the award. So
Yeah,
Ace,
absolutely. Well, okay. Again, what I thought Andrew was going to say was thank you for trading your pick to me so that I could get Patrick Mahomes as my starting quarterback. You didn't say that, which is fine. Yeah, you're welcome.
You got Trey White, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I did watch or read an article on ESPN today about how Simulation 13,330 done by ESPN had the Buffalo Bills winning the Super Bowl. Trey White picking off Aaron Rodgers, or was it Aaron Rodgers? I think it was Aaron Rodgers. I can't remember, but Bills making it to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen, he had great stats last season. I didn't write down any stats. This is all just off of what I know well and of the guy. He's no more accuracy issues. Those are gone. If you watched any games last season, they're gone. He threads the needle better than my grandma when she quilted me sweaters to wear during the holiday season. His arm strength is primo. It's just great. It's primo. He's my cousin. I love the guy. Okay, right. Leadership is strong. He knows he's handled the team. He knows how to lead the team. He keeps it short and sweet. He doesn't talk a lot. I like that about Patrick Mahomes too. Although Patrick Mahomes is a little bit probably more showboaty than Josh Allen, and I don't mind that. He is hungry. He's lost to the Super Bowl champ. He's lost to potential out of the NFL Deshaun Watson in the last 2 playoffs, and each year he came back a lot better. And what did the Buffalo Bills do for him? They got him Emmanuel Sanders. John Brown might be coming back because he just got released by the Raiders. So I'm just saying there's a potential here for the best quarterback this year to be Josh Allen. The only reason I would have him as MVP is if he wins as equal amount of games to the Kansas City Chiefs. They might have to be a little bit more gunslinger than the Chiefs, but that's my thoughts on it.
I mean, yeah, without Josh Allen is what makes the Bills go. He literally circles the wagons, as Buffalo Bill fans will probably say. I mean, the running game with you guys has been something that the Chiefs have been looking for a running game too. Buffalo is still trying to figure it out. Yeah, that's a snazzy looking cup. My clipboard is in the closet, but I should show it. But I got an awesome clipboard from Lord Lizzie and Ace that has Chiefs all over it. But I don't think it's gonna be either Mahomes, Allen, Rodgers, Brady will be in contention. I'm sure at some point. He's 44, still in MVP contention.
Don't matter. That simulation, Ace. I started reading that article, right, and it took me a minute to regroup and to finish reading the article. The first segment talks about how the Jacksonville Jags are making the playoffs, and I was like, I closed my laptop. I was like, what are we doing?
I know.
Yeah, what simulation are we picking here? Jacksonville Jaguars make the playoffs?
And they upset. What was it? The Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
I mean, it's simulation 13,333 of 20,000. I mean, it's gonna be pretty very. It's gonna vary.
Agreed. That's why it was just so boggling to me that that's the one they choose, and the way that they choose to get me to continue reading the article is to say, yeah, Jacksonville Jaguars are gonna make the playoffs.
I guess they're just trying to, Trevor Lawrence it and get you hyped up about him, but
didn't work.
Probably.
Anyway, from the looks of it, none of us have Trevor Lawrence winning an award this year for a rookie. No rookie award for Trevor Lawrence this year. I'm gonna go ahead and rattle off the guys that I have, and then I'll pass it to one of you guys just so we all understand who's here. So offensive player of the year, I'm gonna go with Christian McCaffrey. I see Johnny has the same on his side. I mean, he's just gonna get so many touches, and if he's healthy, he's been one of my favorite players since he came out of Stanford. I wish the Chiefs somehow would have lucked into him. I mean, you can't have all the riches, obviously. So Christian McCaffrey, I think, is going to win Offensive Player of the Year, barring any sort of health issues. He'll probably lead all running backs, possibly even be in the top 5 of receptions in the NFL. I think Defensive Player of the Year is going to go to Chase Young this year. The Washington football team just has an unbelievable front 7. Their front 4, the defensive line is just absolute monsters on the football. And I think Chase Young has already shown exactly what he can do in the NFL, and I think he's going to do. Pretty well. I'll stop right there though because I just realized that it's going to probably take me forever to actually rattle off my own. Guys, who do you have for Offensive Player of the Year?
I'll go first because I have Christian McCaffrey too. I have Christian McCaffrey. The last time that we saw him, right now he's at plus 1,200, which is the 3rd best odds to win that award. Derrick Henry and Patrick Mahomes are the only 2 people in front of him. I have Patrick Mahomes winning the MVP, so we'll share the love over a little bit and give Christian McCaffrey Offensive Player of the Year. Last full season healthy was 2019, where he had 1,387 rushing yards, over 1,000 passing yards as well, 19 total touchdowns, and accounted for 52.5% of the total touches for the Carolina Panthers offensively that year. I don't think he's going to hit 52.5% because that's ridiculous, but getting right around 50 again sounds good to me. I think Joe Brady and Matt Rule know what they have with this guy. They're going to go out there and feature their tool, especially given Sam Darnold. New quarterback, offensive line, not in the greatest of shape. They do have a ton of weapons, so I think they're going to do the best job they can to get these playmakers the open ball in space and not rely on Sam Darnold too heavily. So, yeah, that's what I have for my Offensive Player of the Year. Ace, it looks like you got Russ.
Yeah, Russ, which this story kind of got swept under the rug a little bit, but I think people forgot that Russell Wilson's agent was like, no, this guy wants to go to the Raiders, he wants to go to the Broncos, he wants to go to the Rams, wherever else he wanted to go. So I think that happened, and we all forgot about it. But I think Seattle is going to have to beg this guy to stay, and if they want him to stay, I would assume they would want him to stay. What do they do to make that happen? Well, last season they ran the ball and they tried to play better defense. No, this year, just let him do what he wants. He's got Tyler Lockett, he's got DK Metcalf, 2 super explosive wide receivers that could have had even better seasons last year had, Russell Wilson's second half not been as bad. So I think Seattle invests more attention to what his needs are and what his wants are, and I think that also equates to Seattle having a better season this year. So that's where I went with it.
Yeah, absolutely. The signing of Gerald Everett too from the Rams at tight end is going to be a bit of a sleeper signing for the Seahawks, I think. So I like the pick of Russell Wilson for Offensive Player of the Year. I have Chase Young at Defensive Player of the Year. Moving on to that next category, I gave my piece already. I think he's just going to dominate again, continuing on from last year. But go ahead and who do you guys got winning Defensive Player of the Year?
I'll go first. I love Joey Bosa out here in LA. So he's my dark horse pick because of his injuries last season and the year before that to potentially have a healthy season. Knowing that needs to happen, and he's playing with Justin Herbert, who by all accounts probably wowed him and the rest of his team last year. I think he knows that they played in so many close games last year. If he was just healthier, if the team had a better coach, Brandon Staley, defensive coach of the Rams last year, now
Oh boy, we just lost Ace.
Lost him for a sec. Go ahead.
He was doing a great job. That was great. I mean,
All
Joey
right, all
Bosa
right.
being there is like unbelievable.
Oh.
I agree with that.
There we
So-
go. He's back.
So the Rams probably had double the amount of sacks that the Chargers had last year. Didn't look that up. That's just my guess. Joey Bosa could be a little better version of himself now with Brandon Staley, right? Defensive coach of the Rams. Okay, that connection. Brandon Staley was coaching Aaron Donald. I'm pretty sure he's going to give this guy some tips. To be fantastic. My guess is he leads the league in sacks. He leads the league in tackles for loss. Defensive player of the year.
There you go. Yeah, you were gone for a second, but I pretty much agree with that. That's not bad. I actually like that pick a lot. Yeah, mine's Aaron Donald, favorite to win it. He's plus 550, top odds. He's already got 3 of them, which is the most all time with LT and JJ Watt. Ridiculous. In 7 seasons in the league, he's had double-digit sacks in 5 of them. And all 4 of the last 4 double-digit sacks as a D tackle. He's unbelievable. Dominates on both sides of the football. Number 2 ranked player by his peers in the NFL top 100 list. I'm not predicting anything crazy by saying Aaron Donald's going to win the Defensive Player of the Year. So I think it's Aaron Donald.
Ace, just because you must be a psychic or something. Just to indulge you a little bit, and I just happened to catch it. You said that the Rams had double the amount of sacks that the Chargers did. They had literally double the amount of sacks that the Chargers did.
That's right.
The Chargers had 27. The Chargers had 27 total sacks as a team last year. The Rams had 56. So it's not like exactly double, but you can't get much closer. That was impressive. That was pretty darn impressive.
Well, and Joey Bosa has had double-digit sacks before. Didn't have that last season. Didn't play the whole season. So, yeah, plus the 17 games. I mean, it's going to be crazy. We're not even talking about that, right? A bunch of records are just probably going to be broken now going forward forever history, right? With all these, this 17th game or 18th game, whatever. I mean, I get it. Like, a lot of teams are maybe going to rest the last week because as they get used to it. But think about, in the future as teams and all these players get more and more competitive. I'm going to hop off for a second so I can fix my Wi-Fi, but I'll be right back.
Sounds good. While Ace does that, let's go ahead and throw this out here again because we're going to wait for him to do the rest of these awards. But Twitter and Instagram is at AJA Sports Show, guys. We're going to be very active throughout the NFL regular season. And, more so as it keeps going on, sports are heating up. The World Series is slowly approaching. Playoff time for baseball is coming in October, so make sure to follow. And again, you're looking for an easy way to support. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell. We're going to be here posting videos, content for you guys, doing content for you guys all throughout the season. We got Ace back here, so we're moving on to our comeback player of the year, the next award on the list. For me, it's going to be a guy who I'm very high on going into this season. Dak Prescott for the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to make his return after being out for after missing the majority of the 2020 season with an injury that he suffered in Week 5. I think that he's going to come back and just kind of dominate, to be honest with you. He was averaging 450 yards per game passing in the 5 games he played in 2020. I think he's going to get his full complement of receivers. He has a tough task Week 1, but I think he puts together a pretty MVP worthy close to season, I guess you can say, in order to win this comeback player of the year award and handily wins their division that Asa has so aptly called the NFC least, and rightfully so. Jay, who do you have winning comeback player of the year?
Oh, yeah, being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys is going to help you get that comeback player of the year award as long as you're halfway competent. So definitely agree with you there. But personally, I'd have Christian McCaffrey getting it. Right now, he's got the 4th best odds at plus 700 behind Dak, Joe Burrow, and Saquon Barkley. Like I talked about earlier, I think Christian McCaffrey is going to have a lot of opportunities. I don't know if he's going to have a 52% share, but he's going to have a hell of a lot of them, given the fact that he's got that duality, taking the ball in between the tackles, outside the tackles, on the run, on the ground, through the air. He's able to do it pretty much every way. I think he's going to become the only player ever in NFL history to have 2 seasons of 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving, and he's going to do that this year. And if he's that explosive and doing that much for his football team, I don't know how he doesn't win Offensive Player of the Year or Comeback Player of the Year. So I have Christian McCaffrey.
You are probably right, and that for good measure too. I think I just okay. This is more about Daniel Jones not being able to right the ship in for the Giants more than it might be about Saquon. I think a lot of people are going to be focusing on the weapons that were put around Daniel Jones. And when Daniel Jones is going to be like, I have more weapons now, but I got this trusty running back here who I could, draw on his quads like the Sistine Chapel. Saquon Barkley, can catch the ball. He's underrated, undervalued there. If Daniel Jones gets all these DBs and CBs and safeties down the field covering all his new weapons, who's going to be his trusty guy right there next to him? It's Saquon. And the Giants' offensive line wasn't great last year. They're a young group, so hopefully they play a little bit better, which I think they can do. And if they do that, he's I don't see why not. Kind of reminds me of Saquon. Like Saquon should be better, and he might not be healthy to start. So that's like the only little caveat, right? He might miss week 1. So I don't know, but I think he'll come back. And Jason Garrett's their coach, right? He likes to run the ball. Didn't DeMarco Murray or something win Offensive Player of the Year once under Garrett? So
yep, yes he did. He won it twice. Yep.
So I could see them investing in the run, maybe trying to take a little bit of that pressure off of Daniel Jones in relation. Words are easy to say sometimes, not hard.
Yeah. So comeback Player of the Year. Great candidates for it. It sucks to see injuries, but it's a lot better to even see the players come back and thrive and get back to where they once were. Moving on to Coach of the Year, I'm going for the new man in Indianapolis. I'm going to go for Frank Reich. He got his quarterback Carson Wentz, who was he was the offensive coordinator for in Philadelphia during the Super Bowl run before his subsequent injury. So I think Frank Reich goes there. He's already been there and changed the culture. Has already established a culture of winning with Phillip Rivers last year, and I think they continue it this year in a AFC South division that's kind of up for grabs in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of the Titans, even with the addition of Julio Jones, but I think getting his guy Carson Wentz is a proven NFL quarterback talent that can win you ball games and play at a high level. So I think if they can do all that, especially with the kind of defense that they that's young and growing and super talented, especially with DeForest Buckner anchoring and someone I'll get to later, I think there's a chance that Frank Reich comes home with this award and has a very successful season.
Yeah, they did make the playoffs last year, so that's interesting. They'd have to win a few more games, but I don't think that's out of the question. Me and you both have the Colts being pretty good. Bill Belichick's going to win it for me. Another big shocker. He's not the lead dog in the house for that award. It's actually Staley, so he's second. I was on the fence. I really wanted to go Brian Staley, but I had they both finished 7-9 last year. That being the Chargers and the Patriots. At the end of the day, I have the Chargers going 10-7. I have the Patriots going 11-6, and that's the difference for me making a wild card spot. So Bill Belichick getting the Patriots to win, 4 more games than they did last season. Well, 3.5, I guess, because of the extra week, but obviously 4 games now. And then getting to the playoffs with the rookie quarterback and Mac Jones. Staley's walking into a situation where that defense has a lot of talent, got a load of talent. That offense is loaded. Inheriting Justin Herbert, we know what he's going to be. We don't know what Mac Jones is yet. We have a good idea. But I think Bill Belichick is going to win Coach of the Year, getting the Patriots to 11 wins and making the playoffs.
Love it. Okay, so even though my season predictions of the Chargers wasn't in favor of Brandon Staley becoming coach, there's a possibility, there's a world out there where Justin Herbert, and now with a better defense behind him, wins more close games. Brandon Staley, this Chargers team was in was in 27 close games last season. Yes, there was only 16 games last season. They were in so many close games. Even the games inside the games were close. I don't know. I'm just going to tell you, Brandon Staley, if the Chargers just improve by a little bit, they do have to play against the Kansas City Chiefs and stuff like that, right? But whatever. I mean, the Chargers can come out and play really well and do so behind a really good guy on offense and a really good guy on defense. Those guys are Herbert and Bosa. So let's go Chargers.
All right, so Brandon Staley for your Coach of the Year. Okay. So Frank Reich, Bill Belichick, Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley, new man over there in Los Angeles. Bill Belichick trying to rebound from his one and only, I think, under 500 season, and Frank Reich going on year 3 with the Colts. Moving on to Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go back to New England for this one. Mac Jones, for me, I think is going to win I think he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year simply for the fact that he's got the starting job now. And I think if you're the core, it could be Trevor Lawrence, it could be one of the other young rookie quarterbacks or a young rookie running back like Najee Harris too. But as Johnny has here, but what up, Amanda? I think Mac Jones having the starting job there, and me projecting New England to finish with double-digit wins, possibly a playoff spot. I think Mac Jones could win this award just based on him being the quarterback of a playoff-winning football team in year one. So I'm going to go with Mac Jones.
Okay, I'm gonna go next. I didn't know I was in a room full of Patriot lovers. You guys must love this country so damn much. What are you, like the rest of the nation who just are stands for New England? New England is nothing. They spend a bunch of money. You know what we call those? We call those hollow shells of human beings. People that spend a bunch of money that, I have a lot of expensive things. You have no soul. You have no heart. The New England Patriots have no soul, have no heart. I don't care if it's Mac season, Cam season, Big Mac season, whatever. The Patriots are not going to be good this year. They're not going to be the second seed in this division. They're going to be the third seed in this division. The Miami Dolphins are going to be the second seed. I don't know who forgot that they had 18 takeaways last season. They played really good on defense. Tua turned the ball over is okay. I get that. But, I mean, they had like a 700 draft picks. The Dolphins will be better. They have a good coach down there. Coach of the year is wrong. Offensive Rookie of the Year is wrong. I love you guys, but don't be like the United States of ESPN and love everybody from the New England damn Patriots. Tom Brady and I'm just okay. I'm sorry. I just the two people that I love dearly are great people. They just have two people from New England on this list, and it's football season, okay? And if
Jesus Christ.
Whenever the Bills don't play the Chiefs this season, I will root for the Chiefs. I apologize. Okay.
Oh, it's okay. When the Bills aren't playing the Chiefs, we will happily root for the Bills.
Okay. You want to go next so I can slow down my heartbeat over here for a second, and then I'll talk.
I think we've gone over kind of why we like the Patriots, so we don't have to go over that. Obviously, I think Bill Belichick is going to win Coach of the Year, so we'll see what happens. But Offensive Rookie of the Year for me, it's Najee Harris. Right now, it's actually kind of interesting to find him at plus 800. He's behind Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and Zach Wilson. Two of those guys are not starting. Yeah, get him, Ace. Get him, baby. Flex. You know.
Spare fingers.
Two of those guys aren't even starting the season as the starting players on their team. There's another person starting over them. So I don't know why two of them are above him, but go for it. A running back has won the offensive Rookie of the Year award 3 of the last 6 years. An even more interesting note about that is that the NFC has won this award 13 of the last 14 years. The last time that it wasn't was last year. It was Justin Herbert, and he was in the AFC. So we're going to make it 2 in a row. And Najee Harris is going to win this award because everything coming out of camp is that they're going to give him the ball a lot. They're going to give it to him behind a shoddy offensive line, but volume's going to do the work for me. I mean, as long as he finishes with like 8 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards, which isn't anything crazy, especially given 17 games, I think it's going to be kind of hard to give a guy who's a week 1 starter, the Offensive Rookie of the Year at that point. So, yeah, I think it's going to be Najee Harris.
Okay. I got Jamar Chase here as my guy. We went back and forth in our NFL pre-draft and post-draft selection process, thinking, I think Andrew and I both had Jamar Chase going to Cincinnati, and you had Penei Sewell, Jay. In his last season in college, 84 catches, 1,700 yards, 20 TDs in 14 games with Joe Burrow throwing him the ball. Cincinnati's not a great team. They're going to be behind a lot of games. They're going to have to throw a lot of games. I see that as a direct correlation to productivity. We saw T. Higgins have a real nice season out there last year for Cincinnati. I don't see why not for Jamar Chase to also do that. Joe Burrow has to be a little healthier. He has to obviously play a little bit better, but he does have more weapons around him. Don't know if this offensive line is going to be a little bit better, but if 2 of the 3 guys here on our list have poor defense or offensive lines, so we'll see how that gets put together for them.
All right, very nice. I'm a big fan of Jamar Chase, big fan of Najee Harris too. So be interesting to see who wins this award. That was an interesting stat about 13 out of the 14 NFC players winning it. That's kind of And then it's funny that Justin Herbert was the one AFC guy, so that meant 12 straight years basically of NFC players winning that award. So hopefully I'll have the same for the Defensive Rookie of the Year because I have an AFC player winning this as well as my Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think Kwity Paye of the Indianapolis Colts will win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think he's going to step right into a starting role alongside DeForest Buckner on that defensive line, playing right in front of the manimal himself, Darius Leonard, with a pretty solid back, pretty solid back end. So I think the Colts are going to have a pretty solid defense. I think Kwity Paye is going to show his prowess as a pass rusher. We saw Chase Young last year show how well that he can produce from a pass rushing standpoint coming out of college really early and being pegged as one of the premier pass rushers. So I think we'll probably see that again, and I don't think that's any surprise to you guys that you guys both have defensive players here too. So I'm going to go Kwity Paye for the Indianapolis Colts for Defensive Rookie of the Year. How about you guys?
Yeah, I'm going to go Micah Parsons. Kind of a trend with me. I'm going to pick the guy that's a favorite most of the time, unfortunately. Whether that be good or bad. Plus 450 odds right now. Vegas Insiders, they take all the Vegas data, put it together. So just, Vegas Insiders. Plus 450 right now. It's pretty simple, honestly. I don't want to make this sound like a cop-out, but plays for Dallas. A lot of exposure there. That's number one. Number two, he plays linebacker. Linebacker is an easy position, not an easy position, but an easier position to get stats for and make your stats look more inflated sometimes than they normally are. I mean, cornerbacks aren't going to have a ton of tackles. Defensive tackles oftentimes don't have a ton of sacks. So, there's always kind of a very, differential there about where stats kind of line up. As a linebacker, you're going to make tackles. You have the opportunity to get a few fumbles. You have the opportunity for a few interceptions and even a few sacks. So it allows you to kind of stack up the box sheet there and make it a little more favorable when it comes to these award-giving type of seasons, end of the season type award givings. So I would say Micah Parsons, I think he's going to see a ton of opportunities on a defense that people think is going to be okay, and some people think is going to be pretty bad, actually. I think it's going to be a little better than people expect. And I think Micah Parsons is a big part of it. I think he's really talented. Thought he was the best defensive player coming out of this draft. So, I'm going to go Micah Parsons.
And then my pick here is Jalen Phillips. Besides, I think Jerome Baker, I don't remember the other guys' names. They're linebacker core here, and I think that's where Jalen Phillips is going to line up to be like an inside linebacker potentially. He's 6'5", he's huge. Playing in a defense that has potential for high upside, right? We saw that with them last season. 18 takeaways, as I said in my rant. I think he'll flourish under Brian Flores. Gets to probably play against 5 rookie QBs this season. Zach Wilson being one of them in the division, Mac Jones being another. So I think they also play the Jaguars too. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be a chance for him to have some nice stats this year.
Very nice. We'll have this. So I think we all have some pretty solid predictions here. We'll have this posted for everyone to see on social media pretty shortly, along with some other predictions. You guys will also get our playoff predictions before Thursday night's game between the Cowboys and Bucs. So. Be interesting to see how the season shakes out. Just, again, fingers crossed that we get through all the games. Now that we're done with the main course, though, guys, I think I've had some room for dessert. And I like uniforms. I like colors. I like talking about them. And we like making lists on this show. So why don't we do a little bit of a ranking and, have some fun ranking some NFL home uniforms. What do you guys say?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Amanda Ryan, we're going to need you.
Okay. In my rightful place. Okay. All right, if you guys want to handle the comments and stuff while I'm on the other page. Okay, we got hotter than the gridiron. I am so down. Filled with this jersey. Neutral, zone infraction. That's for your neutrality. And then unsportsmanlike. I was going to put another word in there, but, it is what it is. You guys get the drift here.
Love it.
I'm going to just randomly move my mouse around here. Whoever I land on, we're going to do first. Okay.
We're going to go a little faster with this.
Texans,
32 of these damn ones.
Texans.
Yeah, neutral zone infraction. It's whatever. Kind of whatever.
It's been the same since they came into the league.
Yeah.
They could do with a little bit of an update.
Okay.
Ace, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. The colors are some.
They're fine.
sub-ish. Yeah,
Right.
subpar-ish. Okay. The 49ers.
I'm kind of downfield
I
with the Niners.
I love the 49ers.
I'm downfield with the Niners away jerseys.
Okay. I like them. They've always had the classic look. I like the gold. The gold pops with the red pretty well there. Yeah, okay. I like that. What about the Detroit Lions?
Hey, Ryan's trolling here in the chat. AC, you gonna be an Astros fan when you get to Texas?
Oh, you want me to go on another rant, don't you, Ryan? You want me... My poor desk. I have like a 25-year-old desk that I'm sitting at right now. It's made of It's made of wood. When I slammed down after the New England Patriots rant that I just went on, everything shifted to the left. I have picture frames and cups. Everything was about to fall off. I bought this brand new computer this year. This poor thing cannot handle my fists hitting it. So I'm just going to not go there for your sake, but most importantly for my office's sake.
Yeah, absolutely. Most important.
Those are unsportsmanlike, by the way. Don't like them. The blue is not very great, and the gray pants, no bueno.
They're kind of drab, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're no.
Okay.
They were a lot better when they didn't change the font. Like honestly, they were a lot better, but they changed the font, and the font really made them like cartoonish. So, yeah, Lions are unsportsmanlike.
Okay, so let's go to one of their division rivals, the Minnesota Vikings.
Either neutral zone or I'm down. I'm kind of down with those.
No, they cannot be. They can't be in neutral zone. No way. The purple's clean.
I do like the purple a lot. I think that stands out. I like their purple a lot more than I like Baltimore's purple. So okay.
Whoa!
Baltimore's purple's good, but Baltimore thrives with the black uniforms.
Definitely, but I'm still down with the purple. Yeah, bitch, pull it up. Pull it up. You're talking about it. What you got?
Where's
Baltimore?
I can't even see it.
Right here.
I'm down.
I'm downfield with that.
I'm down. Yeah.
I'm kind of neutral about them.
Really? Asa and Amanda and Ryan. Get in here. What do you think?
But I don't. I do like the neon-ish. I like how Minnesota's pops more. I don't know.
It does pop more. Yeah, that's the thing. It's because it's highlighted by like gold and white, and the Ravens are highlighted by black. So like the trim is black, and so but it works well with the black helmet. So I guess if that's
I'm so down still personally.
I think I'm still downfield on this one though, Ace. I don't know if I could put it in neutral zone because it's not as bad as Houston's.
We could leave it there. It's fine.
Houston's is terrible.
We might need to move that to unsportsmanlike, to be honest.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah, put it down. Put it down. Your team stinks. Your jersey stink. You stink.
All right, let's do Tampa Bay.
Okay.
I'm down.
If they were Tampa Bay's the ones before the season Brady got there, we would have had to have a separate category.
Unsportsmanlike, yeah, absolutely.
But I'm pretty down with them, dude. Like they're pretty nice. Like I can't even front. They're really nice. Like I like them a lot. What do you think?
Yeah, I like is it kind of like silver, right, for their helmet?
Yeah,
it's silver.
It's like the chrome face mask too. Yeah. Like it's a good look. Like it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like the red. I mean, I'm not a fan of pirates, but whatever.
Pretty flag.
What about the Dolphins?
Yeah, neutral zone infraction. It's fine.
They were kind of cool. They were cool when they first came out, and then they haven't grown on me the way I thought they would.
The sea foam green that they rock out there.
Yeah, it's not really timeless. I like the color. I like the green color, like that aqua color. I think that's great for like the relation to the Dolphins, but they're not taking any artistic points home here. It's okay, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're throwbacks. There's another team. This is one of those teams where their throwbacks are just so much better than their current. Like it just.
What about America's team?
Dude, hey, those jerseys are hot, bro. Come on, I ain't go front. The colors are great. The logo's great. Those are hot, bro.
Yeah, I think that's the first hotter than the gridiron one, especially because it's like it's remained unchanged, and there's
no reason to change it. There's no reason to change it. It's really not.
Right. Okay. What about I dapped up Los Angeles a lot today. Where's Los Angeles?
Those are downfield or flake. Yeah, those are hot. Those are hot or downfield. I'm gonna go hot.
I
Well,
think so too. I think so
The
too.
powder blue is nice, man.
I think so too. I think so too. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, 3-minute grin on something. What about Ryan's Cardinals? Where are these guys gonna land?
Yeah, a little bit of a neutral zone infraction. Yeah, a little neutral zone infraction.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
I mean, just okay. So pull the Chiefs ones up because I think the Chiefs and put them next to each other. Hotter than the gridiron. Hotter than the gridiron. So much better. So much better.
What the hell just happened here?
Oh boy.
Jake Paul, is that you? Get out of here, buddy.
Like scroll all the way down.
Yeah, bro. Hotter than the gridiron. The Chiefs ones are hotter than the gridiron, and the Cardinals are neutral zone best. I mean,
I don't know if I can call the Chiefs hot on the gridiron. I'm very down with them.
downfield are hot. Yeah, downfield are hot.
Okay, we'll put him right here for now. We'll put him with all the Reds.
Amanda goes, if any of y'all become Astros fans, I'm subbing.
Yeah, as you should.
You should. We agree.
We're bringing it upon ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you should.
All right. What about the new Bears jersey?
No, those are neutral zone at best. They're fine.
They're solid.
They're fine. Yeah, that's right. They're fine. Yeah.
I like the orange, but yeah, they're not terrible, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about the Falcons?
Fueg.
You like those?
I think they're fuego. The black?
No shot. I'd have
What?
Those. Yeah, I'd have those in unsportsmanlike. I do not like those. Yeah.
Whoa.
Dude, the font and the number,
Oh.
like the little like quarter half stripe, whatever you want to call it, like on the side. Like I'm not just gonna throw a black jersey up and hot on the gridiron just because it's a black jersey. Like it is not done well at all.
Wow.
And not to mention when they wear like the actual like color scheme that was meant to be worn with this, they have a transition at the bottom of these jerseys that's red that follows.
Oh wait, no, I thought they're just black. They're just not black.
No, they're like a.
Oh well, I can't
weird,
see
like,
that. Yeah, and I agree. I could have sworn this was just the all black.
Maybe it's the all black, but I know they have like another jersey that's like an ombre kind of deal. But like, I don't like this one either. I don't like the font. I don't like it at all. You can keep it in downfield, but like
no neutral zone.
Hotter.
I'm good with neutral zone. I'm good with neutral zone.
I don't like it.
Ryan says, wait a second. If you are eating 49ers downfield, Cardinals are better. No, they're not. The 49ers jerseys are better, bro. The gold looks better.
The Cardinals jerseys are not very good. I haven't liked them at all.
Yeah, sorry, Ryan. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to pull up Cincinnati's next, but they actually just got a jersey redo, so this is not their jersey for next season.
More minimalist, yeah.
Yeah.
So just going based off of this jersey, though, we think that neutral. What do we?
Kind of downfield to that one. Kind of down with those. I like the black and purple, black and orange.
Yeah, Cincinnati's are pretty cool.
Yeah.
The tops are good, but the pants have always been like.
Yeah, a little weird. But the all black ones, dope. I think that's what he's wearing there. They're showing the all black ones.
Yeah, they do this thing where they have like where they do like a black stripe, a white stripe, a black stripe, a white stripe instead of just like one solid black stripe down the pant leg, and it just looks funky. If they just did one solid stripe, it would look better altogether. But yeah.
Okay. What about the Carolina Panthers?
Neutral.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
They're fine.
I would even. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, if you put it in unsportsmanlike, I got no problem. I'm not a fan at all.
I think this variation of their jersey is unsportsmanlike. I like when they have. Is it powder blue? Is that?
Yeah, they have a powder blue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That one I like, but this one is just so to me. I mean.
Yeah, I say neutral. So if you guys both have it unsportsmanlike, by all means, throw them a little bit down in the basement.
We'll just put them here for now.
Okay.
Because we could judge them on a little bit on both of their jerseys. Okay. Is that Carson Wentz? What do we think about the Eagles?
The Eagles jerseys have always been kind of average to me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's neutral
zone. They have a black home alternate.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they've really had that's good. But other than that, like they haven't had a good jersey since Randall Cunningham was playing for them.
Okay. I think this is the. Is this the Jets color rush jersey?
Whatever it is, put it on the bottom. It's the Jets jersey.
Yeah, the pants combo was the color rush, but the top is the same as the normal top.
Honestly, they're not terrible though. They're not terrible.
What is a jet, anyways? I mean, I get that they're jets, but like, why are you naming your team after an airplane? Like, no.
Yeah, I mean.
I think unsportsmanlike or neutral. They're fine. Yeah.
Speaking of naming your team after an airplane. The New York Giants were named after the New York Giants baseball team or whatever that moved to San Francisco. Where do we like the Giants though?
I think their unis are kind of
I'm
good.
kinda down
I go
with them. I
downfield.
like 'em.
Yeah, yeah. The blue is a good blue, good color blue.
It's a nice blue. It's a good tone.
Yeah, it's a good blue, good blue.
It looks
It's,
good with
it's my
the white.
favorite color blue, to be honest. Like that's like my favorite color blue. Like I like blue is my favorite color, and that's more along what I'm looking for in the blue.
What about the Washington football team?
Neutral zone.
I think with the whole rebrand, like, and they're probably waiting until they get like an actual like nickname because, but like they should have rebranded the jerseys too. Like they rebranded.
It's gonna stay. It may stay football team. Just FYI. There's 3 considerations right now apparently, and football team is square in the middle as one of them to continue just calling themselves a football team.
I don't mind that, to be honest. That's not bad, but just update the jerseys then if you're gonna do it. Like, because then I feel like that's the only thing they're waiting for. They're waiting for like a nickname to come, but the jerseys should get an upgrade.
Yeah, I think they're neutral zone or unsportsmanlike. I don't mind. Is there 2 we can get rid of really quickly that we all kind of agree are fwags? Because I think it's the Rams and I think it's the Saints. I think the Rams and the Saints jerseys are both hotter than the gridiron, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the Saints are good. You like the Rams' new?
Yeah. I think they're fwag. They're sick.
The all blue is really nice, like that. The all blue is super nice, but when they have like this like weird like off-white tan color,
I still like it.
I'm not a fan of that one.
Still like it. Not even a front.
What about Ryan's second team, the Brownies?
Neutral.
Not neutral. I mean, you can only do so much with brown.
It's a brown jersey and white pants. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I think your Bills jerseys are fake. I really do.
Yeah.
Thought it for a while. Hotter than the gridiron, downfield at least, but hotter than the gridiron, I'd be more than okay with. I love the Bills jerseys.
I won't argue with you there. What about Seattle?
Down
green
or flag.
Yeah.
Or flag. Honestly, the color combo when they first announced it, people were like, and flag. I think they're flag.
I do like the color combo. Okay.
I think it's hotter. Yeah, hotter than the gridiron. Yeah,
they look better. Unpopular opinion, they look better with white pants though.
Okay.
The all blue's nice, but the white like really contrasted makes the blue pop. Like better.
What about FarmerOnly.com's former captain here, Gardner Minshew?
Yeah.
I think they kind of have to be neutral because the black is so good and the green is so bad. They kind of counteract each other.
Especially considering where they came from. You guys remember when they had the two-tone helmets?
Dude,
with the Blake Bortles days.
Oh my god!
Dude, they need to rebrand their jersey though, because nothing about their jersey reminds me of Jaguars at all. Yeah. So.
I did say for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about the Titans? To me, I lean towards the bottom here, but what do you guys think about the Titans?
I like the Titans. I think they're a high neutral zone. I'm so down either one of those. I'm okay with neutral zone though. I mean, the blue's fine.
Good. Yeah.
They don't do anything crazy.
Really, yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. So I left a couple of classics up here, but let me get rid of the non-classics first. The Colts.
Neutral zone. I mean, it's blue and white.
They made like a semi, like a very like if you're not a Colts fan, you're not going to notice the change they made to the actual horseshoe. But they made like a small change to the horseshoe. But yeah, neutral zone. They're good. They're whatever. They've been the same since Manning was drafted. So I mean, maybe for them a rebrand's coming too. Maybe they're working on one.
Okay.
But
what about the New England Patriots?
They're hot. They're hot. Yep.
They look. I didn't think I would like them when they first released them, and Ace is gonna be pissed, but they're nice. They're really nice.
Ace is gonna disown us. This is just gonna be the Ace show here pretty soon. Is what's gonna have to happen.
Yeah, I have a backup plan. Don't worry.
Ryan said this year my second team is Tennessee. Got Henry and AJ Brown on the fantasy team. I think downfield the neutral. But you got Derrick Henry and AJ Brown on your fantasy team. What? Good for you, Ryan.
Yeah,
that's first and second round picks. That's first and second round.
Yeah.
That's good picks.
Yeah, smart. Ace, do you not agree though with the Patriots? I'm just curious.
Okay, so I do like this iteration of their jersey better than the old ones.
Yeah, they are. They're better.
I do like the minimalist kind of like stripes to the top. I like their dark jersey better than their white jersey. Mm-hmm. If I had to put it out there, the silver is okay on the darker jersey. I don't like it on the white jersey though. So, okay. Whatever, guys. I have PTSD. Screw off. The Broncos. Who does orange?
Yeah.
Who does orange best? Is it the Bengals,
Yeah.
Broncos?
The Bengals way better than the Broncos. I think the Broncos are neutral zone best. They're fine. I think.
Okay.
Why give me Drew Lock too? Give me someone else. Pick a different picture.
Oh, for sure,
Is
right?
that Drew Lock?
Uh,
That's not Drew Lock. That's not Drew Lock's number 3.
who's number 2 then? Is that Brock Osweiler? No.
I think that's the quarterback that had to step in last year because they didn't have one on the
No. He was no. That's not him. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's not Drew Lock. Maybe I'm tripping.
Okay.
The Raiders are pretty fuego, even though I don't like the Raiders, right? I mean,
Yeah,
they're hot. Yeah, they're hot.
I think we have to put them up there, right?
Yeah,
I hate them, but it's a nice uniform.
I think the Steelers too. The Steelers are hot. I don't like them either, but I'm down. They're hot. Like those color combos are great. Okay, I'm good with that. Andrew for the Steelers.
The Steelers are classic. Where do we put them up at downfield? Yeah, there's like they're pretty good. They're like super solid. The one that is the worst, and I mean it doesn't even matter, but like you remember they had Bumblebee ones.
Oh God, yeah, those were atrocious. Those were absolutely awful.
I couldn't even deal with how poor those were.
And honestly, the Packers are hotter than the Gridiron too, bro. The Packers jerseys are just classic.
That's probably the best uniform in the NFL right there. The Packers.
See, I think the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys probably.
Really?
Yeah.
So I think an underrated one is the Saints up there. I think the freshest, like newest one, I'd probably say the Chargers. But I think if I'm saying best classic overall, I'd probably go the Raiders. I just that silver and black, man. It's just so freaking iconic.
Wow. Is that a little spiteful? Is that a spiteful choice?
What are you talking? What are you talking about? Spite?
Ace is gonna redo his AFC predictions and have the Raiders making the playoffs.
Raiders are bust, baby.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Packers up there for sure. Ryan says. Let's go to a couple comments about to read. Orange it's not a good color, Amanda. It really is. It doesn't really work with anything.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't. Patriots are better than the Broncos jerseys. The silver uniform. They're really good. I mean, again, the Raiders, I don't care for it. I love the Rams top, like the blue top jerseys with white. I don't like the color rush stuff. I don't like matching tops and bottoms. Like I used to like them. I'm not a fan of them anymore. It only works with a couple teams, and I don't think it works with the Rams there. It works with the Patriots, honestly, up top there. It works with those, and maybe in the Seahawks more. But yeah, pretty good though.
Yeah, I was gonna say an end of mode quote, but it simple, elegant, yet bold. Anyways, no capes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this was kind of fun. I mean, I do think that more than highlighting some of these classics, like some of these guys down here, they y'all just need different jerseys. Like
We need to update that. Yeah, that's Wayne's.
like, yeah. I don't know. I think the Lions could have some cool look. I think the Jaguars, if they embraced maybe Jaguars, they could have a cool look. Washington could have a good look here too. Cough, cough, Dodgers. Yeah, solid colored jerseys and pants still working. Oh my gosh, the blue on the blue. The blue.
Oh, that's great.
They're not good.
Oh man. They're not great.
Viva los Pichios. Dang it. Bunch of busters. Piss me off.
They won today. It's okay.
Yeah, they did, but so did the Giants. Well, I mean, the Giants were up 8-1 last time I checked.
Oh boy.
I was like, yeah, it's pretty much gonna do that. So, oh my God, they're beating the Rockies 10-5.
Hey, Rockies are at home. They could write it all off.
Coors Field, baby. Bottom of the ninth, they're down 5. That's nothing. That's nothing at Coors Field. Couple swings.
The best iteration of the Dodgers jersey so far
Yeah.
this year was the gold highlights around
Yes.
around the name for the
the World Series. Yeah,
World Series jerseys.
Those were dope.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alrighty, folks, and
football's back, guys.
and aliens. Football is back, baby. Andrew, Jay, This was a little fun show. We started off with the non-sexy talk, but I really enjoy the end, which we could say about many things in life. Thanks for tuning in, Ryan, Amanda, and Lord Lizzie. You guys are the real ones. We'll catch you guys soon. We are the AJ Sports Show, and we are out. Bye. New England Patriots suck!